I got him. I totally got him. He fell into my trap and I got him. So, you're probably wondering, Mulaton, what the f are you talking about, man? I'm talking about the absurdity of the one-drop rule. I always knew deep down that these people took the one-drop rule very literally, and I was right. These people really do believe that one drop of African DNA makes you black. And I've got the proof of it. So I asked this guy, so a person with 1% African ancestry and 99% European ancestry is black, right? Because it doesn't matter how mixed you are, right? And you wanna know what he said? You wanna know what homeboy told me? Exactly. Especially if they grow up in the culture. This new movement to move mixed people into a different category other than black is just Republicans trying to split off black people. It won't work. We black. So to start off, what the hell does culture have to do with race? These are two different things, okay? I'm constantly being told by people that I don't know the difference between race and ethnicity, but I know it well enough to know that culture is a part of ethnicity. Culture has nothing to do with race. Race, we're talking about genetics, all right? We're talking about what your genome is. You can't invoke culture saying that because someone listens to hip hop and blues and eats whatever soul food crap you got, that all of a sudden they black now. Like, no, that's absurd. You can make the argument that that would make a person a part of your ethnicity, but we're specifically talking about genetics. Okay, I asked the question, I said, 1% versus 99%, and specifically talking about genetics, and then you bring up culture. Like, that has nothing to do with this. Then he says this new movement, like this isn't new. Like this isn't a new thing of us trying to create a mixed identity. He says trying to move it into a different category other than black. Like, you do realize, like, it started off as two different categories, right? Like that was the default position. That was the beginning, the origins. And you want to know what caused that to change? What do black people blame for all of their problems? What's the root of all evil from the black perspective? White supremacy. Obviously, it is white supremacy that put us, mulattos, and mixed race people in general into the black category. And you're promoting it. Like, okay. And then, I don't know what Republicans? What do Republicans have to do with this? Like, obviously this guy is someone who's really plugged into politics. He can't get politics out of his mind. Dems versus reps and Ds and Rs. He probably would have thrown in a Trump reference if he could. He didn't have enough characters. This politics, specifically party politics, partisan politics, like this is irrelevant to defining racial categories. And having been around this mixed space for quite some time, I haven't seen any like overt Republicans. We typically don't get super political. I'm personally averse to politics. I personally don't want to be involved in party politics and supporting one group over another. They're all corrupt bastards. Why would we support any of them? So no, I think this dude just wanted to throw in some buzzwords in there and all his boogeymen, you know. But largely what we are trying to do, us mixed race people, is trying to get away from this whitey supremacist view of race, okay? People like this guy want to maintain the status quo, all right? They like the racial categories that white supremacists came up with, and they want to keep that going into the future. They want to conserve it, yeah? They want to conserve it, whereas those of us who are mixed, and we want to have our own identities, we are trying to move forward. We are trying to move beyond and have a more nuanced view of race, but these people are holding us back. And I hope all of you can see just how ridiculous this one-drop BS is. Like, just say that everybody's black. That's pretty much what you're doing. When you're saying someone can literally only be 1% African, you're basically saying everybody's black. That's what you want to say, so that you can pull an Animal Farm and say, but we're the most black. You see, us dark-skinned people with 4C hair, we're the most black. So you all have to bow and submit to us. And then you'll be the kings you were meant to be, right? And I also mentioned in a previous video that The one drop rule, as this guy is implying it, is actually more extreme than the Nuremberg laws in 1930s Germany. Literally in 1930s Germany, you could be an Aryan if you had one grandparent, and maybe in the extreme cases, they would say you had to have 4 Aryan grandparents, but if you had one great grandparent, then they were like, okay, you're one of us, you're an Aryan, okay? But the one drop rule takes it even further, okay? So how can you claim to be fighting white tea supremacy while literally promoting it? Promoting a rule that is even more extreme than the Nuremberg laws. But again, these people don't care. These people are totally fine with promoting white tea supremacy as long as it furthers their quest for power. That's all they're after. So Halsey, I hope you're happy you just became a black woman.